Hello, Sherrill. I hope you're doing well, and I just wanted to hop on here and do a video walkthrough of your kitchen plan that I have. So I think you should be able to see my mouse here, but anyway, I'm just going to start at this back entrance door here, and just kind of go through the space. So the biggest things that changed with the layout is moving the stove over to this wall, and then your sink stayed where it was at, but there is a dishwasher to the left of it. And then yeah, your fridge kind of moved over to where your stove is, and this just allowed cabinetry on each side, and then a seating area over here. So nothing, I should say it's not going to be drastic, because it will definitely feel different than what you have. But yeah, it was mainly just flipping where the stove was, and then also taking out kind of this half wall, or I guess it's a full wall, but partial wall right here, just to accommodate more cupboard space and this eat-in kitchen space. I'm going to just move down to the next page, because it'll just give you a better idea of what this feels like. Alright, so let's start up at the top here with the sink wall elevation. So starting from the left, there is a garbage pullout. This is just a single garbage pullout. Some of them, most days now, have like 2 trash cans in them. This is just one, because the ones with 2 go in there horizontal. As for this, will go in there vertically. I'm pretty sure when we met that your garbage can was under your sink. So this will still be hidden, but probably allow you to have a bigger garbage can than what you have now. And then next to that, just 3 sets of drawers, towels. Yeah, like the top one will probably be like washcloths, and then drying towels, and then the bottom drawer you can utilize for what you want, or you can utilize it however you want. But a few different options there, and any of these cabinets, nothing's set in stone. So like if you know that there's a certain cabinet you want to put something in, we have the ability to customize them however you want, but this is just kind of how I was thinking when laying out the space. And then yep, up above is just 2 double cabinets up there, and then your sink, farmhouse sink with storage below, and then keeping the 3 pendants how you have them in front of the window there. And then to the right of the sink, just a drawer base with a couple cabinets. You can easily do pullouts in this cabinet if you would like, the roller pullouts. Otherwise it could just be a height adjustable shelf in there too. And then again, just a cupboard above there, and a corner cabinet too. And then moving down to the stove wall elevation, there is a couple sets of cabinets, upper cabinets with your vent hood in the center over the stove, and then a couple drawer bases on each side. Again, if you prefer to have like pullouts with a cabinet door versus the drawers, that's totally up to you. But it seems like more people are leaning more towards the drawer side, even though you just stack your pots and pans in there. But again, you can decide if you would want drawers versus doors with pullouts, or doors with adjustable shelves. But I personally think I would keep them the same on each side. Just keeps it symmetrical, especially because this is going to be your view walking into the kitchen from the front door or your dining room area. So I would keep whatever you decide to do on each side of the stove the same, because this will be the main focal point coming from the main area of your house. And then yes, I just put this backsplash tile on both elevations and took it all the way up to the ceiling, mainly more noticeable on the sink elevation. So here, let's start with this fridge wall elevation. I'll just keep going through elevations. So starting with the left, that's the doorway down to your basement. But then there's cabinets here on the left. You could use this for a couple different things. If you had smaller appliances, or this would be perfect even for like sheet pan dividers, that could easily go in there. Another thought I had to kind of go back and forth with this, because if you would line it, it would be fine. But you could also slide like shoes. We could make it a little, now I'm kind of thinking out loud, so bear with me. I could actually make that side a little bit wider, and kind of do like a locker system, so you could fit a few coats in there and then also slide your shoes in the bottom and stuff. There is room to work with there. When you come in that back door, I just don't want that cabinet to be smack in your face just because it's such a flow of area for traffic. But there is room to make that wider. I think right now it's 15 inches. So a typical locker ranges anywhere from 15 to 20 inches. So we could bump it up a little bit bigger. And you can get a few hooks in there for like coats, purse, and then you could also slide shoes, whether it's in the cabinet in the bottom, or I've seen ones where like this right here, down is a drawer, and you could slide shoes in there, or hats and mittens, whatever. So that cabinet is optional. It just depends like what's more of a priority. Like, do you think you want storage for more of the kitchen stuff, or would you like that to kind of act like a little locker station, or mudroom station, excuse me. But yeah, anyway, fridge, standard, cabinets on top. A lot of people do put those sheet pan sliders in the cabinets above the fridge. And then to the right of the fridge, I have a 26-inch wide cabinet. It's just all shelves going up. Like I said, you could do the roller pullouts if you want, but the one shelf in there, I did want stable, because I have the microwave hidden inside of here. If you don't want your microwave hidden, I could design this where it's open where the microwave is, and then there's closed cabinetry above and below. But again, we can play around with that after I get your feedback. And then beyond that, I have this little eat-in kitchen area, just a couple stools for you and your husband. There's a floating shelf above it, kind of hard to see with the subway tile. But I put this on casters so that you could pull it out and use it as an island when you need it. If you're like baking or whatever it may be, you have people over, whatever, and you want the extra counter space, then this allows you to be able to pull it out, use it, but then push it back away, because there's just not enough space in your current kitchen to have an island in there permanently. It's just too tight, especially one for walking, but two, when you open the dishwasher or you open the fridge or the stove, there's just not enough room. So I should say, take that back. There's not enough room that I would feel comfortable for everyday use. If you pull out your island, there is room for it, and I'll show you that in the next slide. But I think it would be more of a hindrance to have it there permanently. And yeah, if you wanted to sit there on this island where it is now against the wall and like go through your mail there or whatever, you certainly could. But again, it just gives you the flexibility to be able to pull it out when you're baking or whatever it may be, but then put it away when you're not using it. So here's a little bit more of a side perspective here. You can see it's on wheels. It's finished on each side of it. So when you pull it out, it doesn't just look like a, I don't know, unfinished bar cart or island cart, however you want to call it. It is finished on both sides. So it could look like it does belong in the center of your kitchen if you wanted to. And then, yes, there's a floating shelf above it. So I went back and forth with this. I did pull the subway tile all the way down to the floor on this wall, because if you have the island out in the middle, Then if the tile just ended to the top of the countertop or the top of the island, then when your island's not against there, it just looks like, why does your tile end halfway up the wall? So bringing that tile all the way back behind here doesn't cut off weird, but it also finishes it off. I think it'll actually look cool having that go all the way to the floor back there. Easy cleanability too. And then yes, floating shelf above there. I'm thinking more like decorative items, or could be a combo of decorative items and your cookbooks, whatever you have in mind. And then lastly, this perspective down in the bottom right corner just is what it will feel like coming in from that back entry. So it's kind of awkward because when you get in these tight spaces, it just makes it feel a little bit weird from a perspective view. But you can see, like, you know, the edge of your cabinet for the pantry cabinet or mudroom cabinet is right there. And then, yeah, the other side of the stove cabinet is right there too. So you still have room there, but it's definitely gonna be not as open as what yours is now, just because the height of that pantry cabinet, since it goes all the way to the ceiling. So there is that. So here's what I wanted to show you. I just put the island in the center for the floor plan so you can kind of get a feel. Each of these squares are a foot. So you can see from the edge of the island to the sink, there's like 2.5 feet. And then from this side, it's pretty much 3 feet to the fridge. So typically I'd recommend no less than 3 feet. Honestly, in a kitchen, I'd recommend probably 4 feet for walking space. Plus, like when your dishwasher's open or your stove's open, I like to keep it at that 4 foot. So you can see that this is really pushing it. So I would not keep your island in there permanently. But it is awesome to have that option if you are baking or whatever you're doing, to be able to pull it out and have the extra counter space. And two, even if it wasn't baking, like if you and your husband wanted to eat in there, you could just pull it out to eat or go through your mail, whatever it might be. So yeah, there's it in floor plan, and then also I just did a perspective of it so you could see how it feels. And you kind of catch a glimpse here of like that subway going all the way to the floor and then this folding shelf. And that's kind of what I was talking about. Like normally you'd end the tile with the top of the counter, and when it's away, I just think that's going to feel weird, like why I didn't go all the way. Plus with this cart being open underneath, I think it's cool to kind of have that tile come through the back. But there is the first option. And then here is another, excuse me. My apologies, I had to reset my screen because it was cutting off being able to scroll all the way to the bottom. Anyway, here's the other alternative option. So again, very similar feel, but this just eliminates the island. So when you come in that door, here is like a drop zone for your mail, your keys, your purse. Again, these drawers below could be for kitchen item storage, or it could be stay drawers and you could put like shoes and gloves in there, or it could be a cabinet with shelving in there for shoes and gloves. I think I just want to know like what will be more priority for you. Like, do you want like a locker drop zone, or would you rather have the storage for kitchen items when you come in? Because you are definitely getting storage with having this pantry cabinet, potentially even kind of 2 pantry cabinets here. I think this is just my main area of focus, is like, what would you rather have here? Because that'll dictate whether there's a movable island here, or if this is just pure pantry storage. And then again, I had your microwave in this cabinet. And then also above the drop zone, there's 2 floating shelves. Again, you could decorate on them, also put cookbooks, and if you prefer not to have open shelves and you would rather have a closed cabinet, that would also be fine too. The thing I do like about open shelves over here and lower counter height is when you walk in the door, it just feels more open because that full height cabinet is not right in your face. And then I also put the backsplash all the way up to the ceiling over here too, just to finish it off and bring it all the way up. So there is a couple different options from you. I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback, and we can just discuss after you see the layout what changes you would like to see be made or ideas that you have. Thank you.